Hello, everyone. How do I set up my business in order to receive that corporate credit, that entity credit, that business credit that I need? That's a popular question, and it was asked of me through my email. And this is how you set it up. Okay, this is how you set it up. First of all, I do want to mention a legal professional and a tax professional as well. So not only is he an attorney, he's also a CPA, and he really knows how to set up businesses. His name is Mark J. Kohler. The last name is spelled Kohler. I don't get any affiliate money or anything like that from him. I just know him to be an absolute professional in his field, both of them, CPA, as well as real estate attorney. If you're looking to set up your company, I would definitely go ahead and hook hook up with him, please. Okay, and I will make sure those details are in the description right below this video. However, okay, so you want to set up your entity. Now, each state is different. All right, each state is different, and what do I mean by that? I mean, when you are trying to set up an entity, you're going to pay for it. For example, here in Arizona, I thought it would be wise, as well as my lawyers thought it would be wise, to incorporate myself as a limited liability corporation versus any of the other ones. The C Corp or any of the other ones. Okay, so that was the best for me. Now you may have a different approach or a different business model. So you're going to have to go ahead and consult with the legal professionals there to make sure that you're incorporating yourself in the correct corporation because you may not need an LLC. Now, I'll tell you this, just a little bit of a digression. If you're looking to own real estate, it is best, and you can check with the legal professional with this. You can check Mark J. Kohler about this. That's where I got it from. It is best to go ahead and put that in an LLC. Okay, I do know about that, and that is if you're wanting to own rentals. Okay, so the first step is to ensure, okay, that you have that money set aside to incorporate yourself. Okay, the next step is to ensure you have what is called a registered agent. A registered agent. Okay, now what do I mean by that? I mean, first, as a matter of fact, let's start with doing business as, okay, and we will progress, right? So let's start with the doing business as. Do you need a doing business as? Well, if you're going to form an LLC, folks, you won't need a doing business as, okay, or a corporation. If you're going to form an LLC, a corporation, you would not need a doing business as because your corporation, okay, that LLC is going to be opening up a bank account in that LLC. However, if you are a sole proprietor, if you're a sole proprietor, then you would need to go ahead and open up, right, that bank account with a doing business as, okay, because you're not an entity. Now, you know the difference between LLC and sole proprietor, all right? Being a sole proprietor is not business credit friendly. Okay, being an LLC is business credit friendly. Why do I say that? Because you got to understand, if you're serious about getting business credit, you're going to have to incorporate. Okay, you got to incorporate if you're going to be an LLC. I mean, if you're going to have that business credit. Why? Why do I say that? Because it is the business that is going to have its own EIN. It is the business that is going to have its own credit profile. It is the business that is going to be earning those lines of credit and those loans, okay, up into the tunes of some, Christine is at 816,000. Others have gotten into the millions, okay, in loans and financing for their business, okay, not their personal. All right. I don't know what their personal is, but I do know this, that they have unlimited lines, okay, in their business. Well, I say unlimited, but it's something like 25,000 a day that they have in their lines because they built up their business. It's not necessarily because they have good personal credit. No, no, no. They've built up their business to the point where the lenders feel comfortable lending them money in the tunes of millions of dollars, and it was because of their business. All right. So if you're going to set up an LLC or corporation, you don't need a DBA. Okay. If you're going to operate a sole proprietorship, you will need to use a DBA. Why? To open up that bank account. Okay. To open up that bank account. That's why. Okay. And remember, guys, you have to choose the right entity for your particular business. Okay. Now, with the sole proprietorship, of course, there are benefits and there are drawbacks. The benefit is, hey, you don't have to pay all of this money for an LLC because you're going to be a sole proprietor. All right. It's affordable. The form is affordable. Okay. It occurs literally by default if you don't actively form an entity with the state. You are in startup mode the moment you start incurring expenses and officially in business once you make that first sale. Okay, so there is no formal filing. Okay, the drawbacks to being a sole proprietor, number one, no asset protection. No asset protection. Number two, the second drawback, okay, is the self-employment tax that blindsides a lot of sole proprietors, all right? The tax is at 15.3% on the first approximate $130,000 of net income. And then it's 2.9% on everything above that amount, all right? So just remember that, guys. Now, if you're going to run a lemonade stand, okay, sole proprietorship is okay. If you're just getting started with the business concept, you might be selling something on the web or just developing your product or service, and you're really not in full operation yet. Go ahead and start out as a sole proprietor. Okay, start out as a sole proprietor. However, if you're wanting to do the business credit, okay, and you're starting out, then my recommendation is to go ahead and set up that LLC. Okay, you are not a fly by night. Okay, because you're going to show the lenders that you're not a fly by night, that you are invested in your business, that you're serious about economic independence. Economic independence means you can pay your bills automatically from the revenue that's coming in. Financial freedom, that means you don't have to go to work anymore, right? That money keeps coming in and you have some left over, okay, after all the expenses are paid on your personal side, right? Okay, so that's what we're shooting for, and that's what you are, right? You are an entrepreneur. You are a business owner, okay? And I know the first step is business operator and then business owner. We want to be at the place of business owner, all right? Now, there are also drawbacks and benefits to the LLC. The LLC benefit is asset protection. That's right, asset protection. So you're holding your assets in an LLC. I tell you what, it's very hard to pierce that corporate veil if you're doing all things right with that LLC and you're running your business accordingly. There aren't that many drawbacks to the LLC other than the fact you got to file with the state, okay? You got to file with the state and make sure that they have the appropriate paperwork. And it does cost a little bit of money, okay? It does cost a little bit of money. I'm going to share with you when the LLC makes sense. Now, there are three instances when the LLC makes the most sense. When you have an asset, like a rental property or investment account, and have a goal of asset protection. Number two, when you have a partnership in any sort of business venture. Number three, when your protection from your business operations and the ability to connect to an S Corp later. However, there are also a couple unique strategies that you may not be aware of. Watch this. The single member LLC, okay, 100% owned by the owner, by either an individual or even another entity, it can give asset protection and save you accounting fees. So if you only have one owner of the company, then you don't have to do a separate tax return, right? That's awesome. So, and there's also an S election LLC. That's another unique characteristic of an LLC. That's when you can elect them to be taxed as an S corp, right? So you can elect your LLC to be taxed as an S corp. Now, of course, check with your tax advisor, your tax professional on this, but this saves a lot on taxes, okay, and puts more capital back in your wallet. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're starting a small business and estimate that your income will be quite low in the beginning. So an S corp, well, that wouldn't be that necessary. Okay, you can start out as an LLC, right? Then convert to an S corporation when the time is right. So you can retroactive that election if you want. All right, folks, there's so much to talk about when it comes to setting up your business, but make sure it's set up right. I'm going to give you the name again, Mark J. Kohler. He also specializes in self-directed IRAs. So if you're wanting to set up a business, make sure you start out with a foundation right. If you want the LLC set up correctly, please, folks, make sure that he gets a call from you. Okay, Mark J. Kohler. I'll put the information down in the description below. I understand that you guys are serious, okay, about building business credit. We want to give you as much value as we possibly can in this building business credit so that you can get the funds you need to start and grow your business. Folks, God bless, and you have a good night.